Hey, mortgage agents, are you being paid fairly? How can you find out? In this video, I'm going to talk about mortgage agent commissions. Find out if your brokerage is transparent about commissions or if you're getting less than you bargained for. That's coming up right now. Welcome back. Victor here, your personal mortgage broker, mentor, and coach, helping you to be the best in the business. And today, I'm talking about mortgage agent commissions in Canada. Without a doubt, many people are attracted to this industry because of the uncapped earning potential. So in this video, I'm going to break down how commissions are calculated. We've got a lot to cover. I'll go over the finder's fee, volume bonuses, and how tiered commissions work. I'll also tell you what to look for when reading agent contracts. Plus, I'll show you a few examples so you can make sense of it all. That being said, this is not going to be your typical video about how much mortgage agents can make in a year. There are plenty of videos about that. In addition to breaking down the commissions, I'm also going to reveal what a brokerage actually gets paid per deal. In other words, what the total commission a lender pays a brokerage before any splits. Why is this important to know? Well, if you're a new agent looking to join a brokerage, or even if you're an experienced agent, this will help you determine if your brokerage is being transparent about your pay and if you're getting a fair deal. Look, out there you're going to see all kinds of commission structures. While many are clear and transparent, some are designed to confuse you to think you're getting a good deal, when in reality, you're not. Some brokerages even promise to pay 100% of the commission, which makes no sense whatsoever. All this makes it a lot tougher for agents to choose the right brokerage. Case in point, say you're a new agent looking to join a brokerage. Which of the following commission structures would you choose? Brokerage A with a 50% split, Brokerage B that also has a 50% split, and just for fun, Brokerage C that pays 100%. Without knowing what's included in the commissions or how they're calculated, the choice should not be obvious. This is a real struggle that many new agents face. Later, I'll reveal the structure of each option to see if you made the right choice. At the end of the day, my objective is to help improve transparency in the mortgage industry. To be clear, my intention is not to discuss the actual split you deserve. That's something you need to determine based on your needs, such as training and support. And it should also be based on your level of experience and proven production. Rather, I'm here to help you ask the more important questions. Is your split truly based on the total commission earned on a deal? Or is there something being left out? To illustrate, think of a pie. If you and your brokerage decide that a 50-50 split is a fair deal, the question is, will you actually get 50% of the entire pie? Because if not, you might be getting 50% of a piece of the pie, or less than what you bargained for. I believe transparency is vital for the brokerage-agent relationship. This will help build trust and contribute to long-term success. Let's start by looking at the two main components that make up the full commissions paid by a lender to a brokerage. Specifically, I'm going to discuss what Canadian banks and monoline lenders pay. Alternative or B lenders and private lenders have a different pay structure, so I'll leave that discussion for another video. So here are the two main components, the finder's fee and the volume bonus. There may be other lender incentives and forms of compensation, which I'll briefly touch on later. But these two often make up the most, if not all, of the commission. Before I go any further, for the benefit of new agents, let me take a moment to define the term basis points, because these are the units of measure used to calculate commissions. Basis points are expressed as BPS or BIPS. Simply put, a basis point is equal to 1/100th of 1%, or 0.01%. So for example, 1% is 100 bips. 0.75% is 75 bips. You might be asking, why not just say 0.75%? Well, for one, it's easier to say 75 bips. Seriously though, the real reason is that bips represent a fixed and absolute change in percentage. Hence, it's very practical in finance. To illustrate, consider a base percentage of 2%. If we increase it by 0.5%, what do you get? 2.5%? What about 2.01%? What if I told you both are correct? It depends on how you interpret the problem. The first is additive, and the second is multiplicative. The stated question is ambiguous and causes confusion. And when it comes to getting paid your commissions, the last thing you want is confusion. So in finance, the problem is solved by using basis points, which is always added to the base percentage. In this case, 0.5% or 50 bips is added to 2% to get 2.5%. Now that you understand basis points, let's dive into the two main components. To illustrate how the calculations work, consider a case study of a $500,000 mortgage with a 5-year term from a typical prime lender. First up is the finder's fee. Banks pay a percentage based on the type of mortgage and term. The finder's fee varies from lender to lender and is generally published along with their rate sheets. Take this rate sheet from a monoline lender as an example. From the chart, we see that a 5-year term pays a finder's fee of 80 bips. So we simply multiply the mortgage loan amount of $500,000 by 80 bips, and we get $4,000. Fairly straightforward. While we're on this page, the volume bonus for this monoline lender is 25 bips. Multiply this by 500,000 and we get $1,250. Next, I'll explain how volume bonuses work. Lenders reward producers with an additional percentage when a certain sales volume is reached within a specific time frame, usually within 12 months. Note that each lender has their own sales targets and volume bonuses. Here's a sample from a Canadian bank. Sales volume refers to the total dollar amount of mortgages sold within a specific period. It's the combined value of all mortgages closed, not just the number of mortgages. So, if you fund 20 mortgages of $500,000, then the sales volume would be $10 million. In this case, according to this chart, you'll earn an extra 15 bips per deal, and so on and so forth. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it realistic for an agent to hit 10, 20, or even 50 million in a year for a single lender? For individual agents, especially new agents, this certainly would be a big challenge. Remember too that as an agent, you have a fiduciary duty to find the most suitable solution for your clients, which means you should not focus on selling mortgages for a single lender just to hit sales targets. Ideally, you'll want to find the best solutions from among many lenders without any bias. So now imagine trying to meet the sales target for all the lenders you deal with. This wouldn't just be a big challenge, it would be a monumental challenge. In a moment, I'll talk about how some brokerages pay volume bonuses. And if you're concerned about hitting targets for volume bonuses, I'll show you how my brokerage solves this problem. So stay tuned for that. Now, apart from these two components, I mentioned there could be other lender promotions. For example, a lender may offer a limited time bonus to promote a specific product or term. For instance, recently a monoline lender offered to pay an extra 20 bips on a 5-year fixed term. So for our case study, 20 bips translates to another $1,000. To recap, let's add up all the commission components for our case study. As a reminder, we're using the monoline lender rate sheet to do our calculations. The finder's fee is 80 bips, which equals $4,000. The volume bonus is 25 bips, which equals $1,250. And the lender promotion is 20 bips, which equals $1,000. And remember that bips are additive, so the total commission here is 125 bips or $6,250. As you can see, things can add up quickly. This is the total amount or the entire pie that the brokerage receives before any splits. Now the question is, what portion is paid to the agent? There's no set standard for commission structures. However, I'll talk about a few things to look out for before you sign an agent contract. While I do so, please remember what I said earlier, that my intention is not to discuss whether a specific split arrangement is fair. Split commissions should reflect your needs, such as training and support. Rather, it's about helping you determine if the brokerage you work for or plan to join is being transparent about commissions. Now, I've seen many agent contracts. A lot of them are clear and transparent. Others, not so much. Before signing, I highly recommend you read carefully what your contract says about commissions. And now that you know what the total commission is, you'll know what to look for. Generally speaking, all brokerages pay a portion of the finder's fee. After all, that's the base commission. However, not all brokerages pay volume bonuses or lender promotions, especially to new agents. Or bonuses might be paid if you hit certain sales targets. In your contract, look for keywords like finder's fees and volume bonuses. If volume bonus is not specifically stated, chances are it's not included in your commission. In fact, to illustrate my point, here's an excerpt from a contract. This brokerage, which shall remain nameless of course, states that the splits are based on what they call gross commission. The problem lies in how they define gross commission. It says, definition of gross commission for the purpose of this agreement means the commissions from finder's fees received by the company from business generated by the mortgage agent. From this wording, it's quite evident that volume bonuses are not being paid to the agent. They've gone out of their way to state that you only get part of the finder's fee. And if you read it carefully, it's based on what the company receives. Why is this wording important? Because this brokerage is a franchise, and as such, a franchise fee is deducted before any splits are made. If you're not paying attention, these important details can be overlooked. Now, I've seen other contracts that are much more transparent. They will show a breakdown of the split in terms of both the finder's fee and the volume bonus. About the bonus. Earlier I mentioned how it would be a monumental challenge for a new agent to hit sales targets for each lender they represent, just to qualify for their respective bonuses. To help with this, some brokerages set internal volume sales targets for new agents. So rather than expecting an individual agent to hit sales targets per lender, they set targets based on their overall volume production for all lenders combined. For example, a brokerage can start a new agent with no bonuses paid until they fund $5 million in mortgages, and then increase the split to 50% of the bonus received by the brokerage. And perhaps the next target could be $10 million for 75%, and so forth. Let me tell you how we solve this problem with my brokerage team at 812. We pool all our deals together. This allows us to hit the top volume bonuses for lenders. Because of this, we pay all our agents, including new agents, volume bonuses from day one. This takes the pressure off of agents. It completely removes the need to focus all their sales on a single lender just to qualify for bonuses. And of course, this helps remove bias when advising clients, which is incredibly important to build client trust. Since I'm on the topic, I'd like to let you know that we're hiring. I'm looking for new and experienced agents to join my team at 812. You'll have the benefit of working directly with me and leveraging my over 20 years of experience to achieve success. I will be your personal trainer, coach, and mentor. If you're interested and would like to learn more, I invite you to attend one of my webcasts. Follow this link to check out upcoming dates and register online. I'll also put the link in the description below. All right, back to commissions. One more thing you need to know about volume bonuses is it's not only important to know your split, but it's also important to know the actual bonus the brokerage has attained with their lenders. After all, what good is a 50-50 split or even getting 100% of the bonus if the actual bonus is zero? 100% of zero is still zero. As I mentioned before, volume bonuses vary by lender, but you should at least get an idea of the lenders the brokerage deals with the most and their respective bonus pay. Next, let's talk about tiered commissions. This simply refers to a schedule that shows how your commission splits will increase based on your production. It's a tool used to motivate agents to achieve higher sales targets and reward them for their hard work. Recognizing and rewarding performance can also significantly improve sales team morale and retention. It's important to note that every brokerage has its own structure. Take this schedule as an example. As you can see, it's not unusual for new agents to receive a lower split for the first few deals as they receive training and learn the business. After that, splits for the agent would increase as they hit sales targets. These targets could be based on sales volume or commissions earned. For example, our brokerage goes by commissions earned. We believe that this is a fairer approach to reward performance. The reason is that commissions can vary greatly from product to product. So much so that an agent could potentially earn significantly more than another agent with the exact same volume. And yet, under a sales volume structure, they would be rewarded in the exact same way, which is not exactly fair. The last thing I'll mention is about team or franchise splits. It's common for a brokerage to have teams to provide training and support. This greatly improves training efficiency. Typically, in this case, the brokerage will have a split arrangement with the team. Now, here's where you need to pay attention to detail. The question is, are you splitting with the brokerage or the team? Because if you're splitting with the team, you're basically splitting a piece of the pie. The same applies if a brokerage is a franchise and part of a larger corporate network. In this case, the brokerage pays a franchise fee or a split on every deal. So again, you need to understand whether your split is based on the true gross commission or if your split is based on the net commission after franchise fees are deducted. If it's the latter, again, you're splitting a piece of the pie. Regardless of the arrangement, just make sure that your commission split is clearly worded in your contract and that it is based on properly defined total gross commission. By now, you should have a clear understanding of how commissions work, and more importantly, what makes up the full total commission. You can also now appreciate the importance of commission transparency in agent contracts. But just to drive the point home, let's revisit the question I asked earlier about which commission structure you'd choose. Was it brokerage A with a 50% split, brokerage B also with a 50% split, or brokerage C that generously pays the entire 100%? Let's see if you made the right choice. Let's start with the 100%. Yes, there are brokerages that offer this. I really don't want to dignify this with an explanation. If you see this, stop and think about the following. A brokerage is not a charitable organization. We're all in it to make a profit. A brokerage also has a huge responsibility to uphold compliance requirements. They must also ensure that agents comply with all requirements. And they do this with ongoing supervision and monitoring. This takes a lot of time. And time is money. I like how FSRA puts it on their website. All of these requirements are set out in the law. They are not suggestions. Now let's compare brokerage A and B. For a fair comparison, we'll once again use the example of the $500,000 5-year term mortgage that pays an 80 bips finder's fee and a 25 bips volume bonus. First up is brokerage A. This brokerage clearly states in their contract that they only pay a percentage of the finder's fee. Remember earlier that we read this excerpt from an unnamed brokerage contract? Well, now you know this is from brokerage A. So this finder's fee is $4,000, and there is no volume bonus. Next, recall that this brokerage is a franchise, and the franchise fee is 5% or $200, and is deducted before the split. So the 50% agent split is based on a net commission of $3,800, and 50% of this is $1,900. Next up is brokerage B. This brokerage split is based on both the finder's fee and volume bonus, which is $4,000 and $1,250 respectively. This brokerage is not a franchise, so there's no fee for that. The 50% agent split is based on the actual amount paid by the lender to the brokerage, which is $2,625. I want to point out an important difference between these two brokerages. Note the real split. This is calculated by dividing the agent commission by the total commission paid by the lender. This might come as a surprise to most new agents who are unaware, but in reality, Brokerage A is only paying 36% of the actual total commission. This is substantially less than the true 50% split from Brokerage B. The problem is made clear with these pie charts. It's evident that with Brokerage A, you're only splitting a piece of the pie. In other words, you're getting far less than what you bargained for. In retrospect, it wasn't really fair to ask you to pick a brokerage without giving you all the details. And yet, again, this is the challenge that many new agents face. So now that you're well informed, which brokerage would you choose? This example shows that it's well worth your time to carefully read and understand your contract. If it's unclear, ask questions. Find out exactly what's included in the splits and what it's based on. Whether you're a new or experienced agent, brokerage transparency is critical for your long-term success. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, please subscribe and share it with others who may be also on the path to becoming a mortgage agent. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm also hiring agents of all levels of experience to join my team. I'm hosting a webcast where I give a complete tour of our training program and all the personal support and coaching you need to be successful, as well as how to submit your resume and prepare for the interview. Check in the description below for the link to the schedule and to register online. Thank you for watching. As always, I wish you the very best success. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.